Hi, so I wanted to pick up where my video got cut off, the last candle discussion. Sorry about that. So I was talking about recovery centers and healing and getting therapy for, addiction issues. So I was saying that I do have experience working with people who are detoxing. I worked in an acute psych facility. I worked at various institutions. I was trained in that. And I also have a lot of family members. I have a very close family member. I'm not going to name names or anything like that. That's wouldn't be very, that's not nice. That have gone to so many programs, like just relapsed over and over again. She relapsed so many times, and she went to so many different detox facilities and rehab programs that her insurance ran out. And there's all kinds of stories, anyway, so my point is, so she went for years, and it just seemed like it didn't really help. And she never addressed her issues, her underlying issues. And yes, in a group setting, like a lot of the recovery centers, I'm not saying that they don't offer support. And I know what it's like. I've worked in places like that. So don't tell me that these places, do address all these issues. Yeah, maybe on the surface, but a lot of places, they're not equipped, or, it's not really the situation. Like, in order to get one-on-one therapy, usually that's offered in outpatient services, and it's something that the patient follows through with once they're done with the detox program. And a lot of times it's something that they either have to initiate or that they're assigned. A lot of times they're assigned outpatient treatment and they're ordered to go. It's up to the patient to go. And there's so many different situations and scenarios depending on what brought the person in to the recovery center to begin with has a huge difference as to how it's going to end and where they're going to go after they leave that place. Like if they had a psych emergency that brought them in, well, the end result is going to be a little bit different, or maybe their care plan is going to be different. If they're there on a court order, well, that's different too. They're going to be court ordered, and they're going to be forced to go to outpatient services. And sure, that's good. However, a lot of times they're wrongly diagnosed. It's just our mental health care system is not good. We've come a long ways, but it's lacking. And yeah, when you go to those recovery centers, you sit in a big circle in a group, and everyone talks about what brought you in, or why are you there? Why are you alcoholic? You gotta stand up. My name is I'm an alcoholic. Look, okay, right. So again, my point is even if the patient does want to talk about their issues, a lot of times they can't even really get into it because it's severe and it needs to be done in a private clinical setting. So there's just a lot of ignorance, and a lot of people don't really understand our mental health care system, and I do. So, and that's why I want to share some, because I think I can help people. And so I really hope that that people aren't going to be too mean and like just, of course, I mean, haters are going to hate, but whatever. But I just wanted to kind of explain my end and like where I'm coming from, and that I'm not just someone who doesn't know what they're talking about. And I would never do that anyways, because that's the one thing that I can't stand is, someone spreading false information or misinforming others based on something that they really have no idea what about, or they're misinformed and then they're just parroting information, or I mean, there's enough of that going on. I mean, it's just mass confusion just everywhere. Like, there's just lies. Like, nobody knows what to believe anymore. The media is crazy, full of lies. And that's, the whole thing that we deal with on the war on Kratom. Like, that's what we have to deal with every day. That's all we do is, that's the whole thing of my blog, is to dispel the lies and the misconceptions surrounding our plant Kratom. That's my mission. But also, I want to talk about mental health, and I want to help people. I want to maybe inspire or encourage someone who is hurting to maybe seek therapy, because it can help. I mean, and I want to talk about mental health, and I want to try and reduce the stigma surrounding it, because it's very gray. It's not black and white. Just because someone maybe is dealing with anxiety or depression doesn't mean they're crazy, or not even like, there's just different variables. And I want to try to diminish some of that, because the more secretive we are about mental health, or just the subject, like, people can't even talk about, they can't even say the word hardly. It's crazy. It's sad. I mean, and that's why nobody gets better. That's why there's so many diagnoses. That's why there's so many bipolar cases. Everyone has bipolar now. Anxiety and depression are a part of life. It's when you ignore these symptoms is when it develops into something significant. And I want to try and help people to stop ignoring their symptoms, so later on in life they don't come up really ill, and they can't sleep, and they can't function. They're not functioning. They're not doing their activities of daily living. They're not happy. They can't get any enjoyment out of life. Those are signs and symptoms of depression right there. It's where you just don't get joy out of life. You just don't want to do anything. You're tired. Just stay in bed. That can be major depression. So anyways, love you guys, and talk to you later. Bye.